In 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio picked up a signal. It lasted 72 seconds. It came from deep space, and it was so strong, so unnatural, so impossible that the scientist who found it wrote one word in the margin of his printout. Wow! That signal was never heard again. But something similar happened in 2024. And this time, the signal didn't stop. It repeated, it patterned, it responded, and it came from a planet that looked exactly like Earth. You've never heard this story before, because they don't want you to, for most of human history. We believed we were the center of everything. The Earth was flat, the sky was a ceiling, the stars were painted on it by gods. Then we looked closer, and we discovered something terrifying. We're not the center. We're not special. We're not even significant. Our sun is one of 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. Our galaxy is one of 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. The number of planets out there is beyond human comprehension. More than the grains of sand on every beach. More than the atoms in your body. More than the seconds since the Big Bang. Statistically, another Earth doesn't just exist. It's inevitable, but that raises the darkest question in science. If another Earth exists, why haven't we found it yet? Or have we? The story begins in 2020. NASA's Kepler Space Telescope had been scanning the sky for a decade, searching for planets orbiting distant stars. It had already found thousands. But one caught the attention of an astronomer named Andrew Vandenberg. The planet was small, rocky, sitting in what scientists call the Goldilocks zone, not too hot, not too cold, the perfect distance from a star to allow liquid water. They named it Kepler-1649c, but there was something strange about it. Its size matched Earth almost perfectly. Its orbit matched Earth. Its temperature range matched Earth. Its atmosphere, based on preliminary data, matched Earth. Andrew stared at the data for hours. Then he called his supervisor, because Kepler-1649c wasn't just similar to Earth. It was a mirror of Earth, and it was only 300 light years away. In cosmic terms, that's next door. Then came the signal. In February 2024, a radio observatory in Chile picked up a repeating pulse coming from the direction of Kepler-1649c. At first, they assumed it was interference. Signals from space are almost never structured. They're chaos, noise, randomness. But this signal was different. It repeated every 4.7 seconds, then paused, then repeated again. Then paused for a longer interval. Scientists studied the pattern for weeks, and when they finally decoded it, they went silent because the signal contained a mathematical sequence. Prime numbers: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. Prime numbers don't occur in nature. They can only be produced by something that understands mathematics, something intelligent, something aware, something that wanted to be heard. But here's the part that made the room go cold. In 1974, humanity sent our first deliberate message into space. It was called the Arecibo message, transmitted from a giant radio telescope in Puerto Rico. It contained a mathematical sequence, prime numbers, along with information about human DNA, our planet, and our solar system. The message was aimed at a distant star cluster called M13, but it was also broadcast in every direction, including toward Kepler-1649c. The message left Earth at the speed of light. Kepler-1649c is roughly 40 light years away from our transmission's edge, which means the message would have arrived there around the same time we started receiving signals from there. Coincidence or response? Scientists have a term for what happens when we detect intelligent life. It's called first contact. For decades, governments have quietly prepared for this moment. In 1961, NASA commissioned a report from Brookings Institution. Its purpose? To advise the U.S. government on what to do if extraterrestrial life was discovered. The report is public, but almost no one has read it. Its conclusion was chilling. The report warned that if humanity ever discovered evidence of intelligent alien life, the consequences could be catastrophic. Religions could collapse. Governments could fall. Scientific institutions could lose credibility overnight. Panic could spread. Economies could crash. The report's official recommendation? Hide the discovery, or delay the announcement indefinitely. For over 60 years, this document has quietly guided NASA's policy on alien life. And in 2024, the Kepler-1649c signal came in. Then silence. NASA released a brief statement. It said the signal was under review, that further investigation was needed, that no conclusions could be drawn. That was the last public update. Nothing since. But let's step back. Let's assume the signal is real. Let's assume another Earth exists. What would it actually be like? Physicists have theorized about this for decades, and their answers are more disturbing than any horror movie. If Kepler-1649c is truly identical to Earth, then everything on Earth would have equivalents there: continents, oceans, atmosphere, weather patterns, and potentially life. If evolution followed the same path, driven by the same physics, chemistry, and gravity, then intelligent life could have emerged there too. But there's a darker version of this theory. What if it's not just similar life? What if it's the same life? What if there's a version of humanity on Kepler-1649c, a version of every country, every city, every home, a version of every person, a version of you? Think about that for a second. Somewhere out there, 300 light years away, there might be someone who looks exactly like you. Same face, same voice, same fingerprints. They might live in the same kind of city, wake up at the same time, drink the same coffee. But their life would have taken slightly different turns, because on their Earth, small events happen differently. A moment of hesitation, a different choice, a missed opportunity. Maybe they took the job you refused. Maybe they married the person you let go. Maybe they achieved the dream you gave up on. Maybe they're happier. Or maybe they're not alive anymore, because on their Earth, a random accident that spared you might have taken them. There could be billions of versions of humanity out there, each one slightly different, each one shaped by choices that could have been yours. And here's a disturbing thought. If they exist, some of them might be looking up at their sky right now, wondering the exact same thing about us. But this is where the story gets darker, because scientists have discovered something else in recent years. Something they don't talk about. Not all Earth-like planets are peaceful. In 2022, astronomers detected a planet called TRAPPIST-1e, also Earth-like, also in the habitable zone. But something was wrong with it. Its atmosphere was weakening. Scientists studied the pattern and realized the planet had once been much more Earth-like, with a thick atmosphere, oceans, and possibly life. But something had happened. Some catastrophe, some event, and now it was slowly dying. Some believe the civilization that lived there destroyed itself. Others believe something else destroyed them. Something that hunts civilizations. Something that finds them by their signals. Something that might be listening to us right now. There's a theory in astrobiology called the dark forest hypothesis. It suggests that the universe is filled with intelligent life, but no one talks. No one sends signals. No one reveals themselves, because doing so is dangerous. The idea is that every civilization is a hunter in a dark forest. If you make noise, you get noticed. If you get noticed, you get hunted. The safest survival strategy is silence, which explains why we haven't detected intelligent civilizations everywhere. They're all hiding. But the Arecibo message, broadcasted to all corners of the sky. That was our first shout in the dark forest. And in 2024, something answered. Was it a friendly greeting? Or was it a predator locking onto our position? Now let's talk about what would happen if the world officially learned about a second Earth. The first 24 hours would be pure chaos. Every news channel on the planet would broadcast the same story. Every religious institution would hold emergency meetings. Every stock market would crash within the first hour. Governments would deploy military and emergency services to prevent riots. Millions would refuse to believe it. Millions more would embrace it too quickly. New cults would emerge overnight, claiming to know what the aliens want. Within a week, the world would be divided. One side would demand immediate response. Send back messages. Prepare for contact. Welcome our cosmic neighbors. The other side would demand silence. Stop broadcasting. Hide our planet. Pretend we were never here. Because the moment you know there's someone else out there, you also have to face the possibility that they're not friendly. Some astronomers believe we've already been contacted multiple times. There are declassified documents from the 1940s and 50s mentioning unexplained radio signals from deep space. Signals that repeated in patterns. Signals that seemed intelligent. Every single one was quietly labeled unexplained and buried in classified archives. Why? Because if governments confirmed alien intelligence, they would have to answer questions they can't answer. Where is it coming from? What do they want? Are we in danger? Why hasn't the government told us? What else are they hiding? The safest answer is silence. The safest strategy is denial. The safest policy is to make sure the world never finds out. Which brings us back to Kepler-1649c. The signal that started in 2024 continued for almost a year, repeating, pattern, growing more complex over time. Then in March 2025, it stopped. Not gradually, not fading out, just gone. NASA has never explained why. Some scientists believe the civilization sending it was destroyed, maybe by their own planet's changing conditions, maybe by something else. Others believe they simply chose to stop because they got what they needed. They confirmed we're here. They studied our response. They analyzed our society. And now they're deciding what to do about us. There's one more thing you should know. In the last 6 months, several astronomers who worked on the Kepler-1649c project have left NASA. Some retired unexpectedly. Some moved to private research. Some stopped giving public interviews altogether. One of them, Dr. Vandenberg, the man who first noticed the planet, said in his last public appearance, "Sometimes, the universe answers questions we shouldn't have asked." He was asked what he meant by that. He didn't respond. The interview was cut short. So here's what we know. There's another planet. It looks like Earth. It orbits like Earth. It might even live like Earth. It sent us a signal in our own mathematical language. We haven't responded because we don't know what will happen if we do. They stopped talking, but that doesn't mean they're gone. They might still be watching, studying, waiting, because in the dark forest of the universe, silence doesn't mean absence. It means something is watching, and it hasn't decided what to do with you yet. If this video disturbed you, good. That means you're paying attention. Subscribe to MythicNeuron for more terrifying truths the universe doesn't want you to know. And comment below. If you could send one message to your other self on Kepler-1649c, what would you say to them? Would you warn them? Would you ask for guidance? Would you want to know how their life turned out differently? Stay curious. Stay afraid.